A very good evening to all the viewers. Thank you very much, Mr. Vishal, for being with us today. And it is my honor to introduce Mr. Vishal. Mr. Vishal is an accredited inspirational coach as well as a motivator. And he is actually an holistic wellness therapist. And it all comes out of his passion. We will all agree that inspiration helps in motivating the mind to achieve the optimum. And today we are going to discuss the science of mind. Vishal Saxsena is from Dubai, and along with his other alternative logistic career, he runs an online wellness studio. He is a multi-talented person who handles a very busy logistic career as well as a busy career as a life skills coach. When we talk about this, we certainly know that life is a cakewalk if we understand how do we deal with it and how do we understand the depth of our mind. The key is training our mind. And Mr. Vishal Saxsena excels at it. So today, we welcome you to this talk because we are very, very excited to understand. He has his own YouTube channel with about 150 videos for helping people in training their minds in a very easy manner. His mantras are very easy to follow and can be incorporated into our daily life. Even a small children trained by him between the age of 4 onwards, and they understand the science of mind so easy. Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time and being with us on this platform. He has conducted live therapy sessions, as also takes one-to-one sessions to help people, both adults, children, who are struggling because of various motivation issues, or for that matter, of their rebuilding of the self-esteem is needed. Today, he is here with us to help us understand how the theory of mind works and what is the importance and how can one really achieve the goals in life with this understanding of the concept. Thank you so much, Mr. Vishal, for accepting our invitation here. We are really delighted to have you with us. And let us understand what exactly is mind and what is the theory of mind.
Thank you and good evening, Doctor, and everybody who's participating in this Zoom meeting of ours. Before I move ahead with our topic, I would like to say something about Dr. Alka also. I met Dr. Alka in 2018, just before the summer camp she was planning. And it was an evening time when everybody gets tired. But at that particular time itself, it was around 5:30 in the evening Dubai time, I could see the energy, the positivity in Dr. Alka in the center. And it was an amazing energy. She was discussing with us and other points on a different platform. Doctor, you have amazing energy. And thank you for inviting me on this particular platform where we will be discussing on the theory of mind.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishal. Thanks tons for your kind words.
So, Doctor, before I move ahead, let me introduce the theory of mind to everybody, like, because the theory of mind plays a very, very important role in our life. Starting from the time a child is conceived until the time that person is there in this particular world, the theory of minds keep operating and working. But the main importance, the development stage of a theory of a mind is from the age of 0 to 12. That is where the entire outlook of a child, of a person, his belief systems, his self-esteems are developed. So that is what, with this brief introduction on the theory of mind, we'll move ahead with a few questions so that we all understand the theory of mind in detail. And I guarantee, if it is applied in a positive way and people understand it, it will be wonders for everyone. Their dreams will come true, their goals will be achieved, and everybody will be moving in a very different directions. That is what I wanted to introduce the theory of mind on a basic platform. So if I move ahead in the theory of mind, let me give, when a child is born, It normally we explain it on a board. I will explain it on a art pad. When a child is born, he is born with a clean mind. The child does not have any thought or any negativity or any positive. The mind of a child, I'll just take a paper and say, the mind of a child is like a complete circle, totally empty. There is nothing inside the child. So whatever we feed the child, it gets registered in his mind. Normally, people, they confuse between brain and mind. They say they think brain and mind are the same, but no. Main thing is the brain is the hardware, which is located in the head. And then when we ask somebody where is mind located, they keep thinking where is now mind located. Mind is located near our navel button in the stomach. That is why when we are anxiety is there or anger is there or any excitement is there, we have stomach ailments or we feel something happening in the stomach. So that is where the mind is. So the entire process of our thought process and everything is controlled by the mind. The brain normally just delivers whatever the mind says. That is how we divide this entire particular circle. So when a child is born, it's totally a clean circle, and whatever is fed to the child, it clearly goes inside. So with this clean circle, the child gets, the memory starts developing, right? So we have this 20% on the top, we call as a conscious mind. This conscious mind, even if the child is sleeping or is not talking or speaking to anybody, it is absorbing the energies which is around the environment where he is lying. Small child. So whatever energies he is getting, he starts absorbing it. And these energies are through our five senses. They come to our conscious mind, which is just 12% of your entire mind of ours. So this 12% leaves us with 88% of subconscious mind, or we call it an unconscious mind. So this 88% which works like a hard drive for us. Whatever we store, whatever we see, it's get into our subconscious mind. So today, whatever the thought, whatever the action, reaction, anger, all are basically stored in our subconscious mind, and we react to a situation. That is where the subconscious mind sends the feelers to the conscious mind. Our subconscious mind has again divided into a small 2%, which is called the primitive memory. This primitive memory is basically nothing else but your genes, whatever your parents are there, and all those things are stored in the primitive mind. This primitive mind has a fight and flight mode. This particular mode is like a child is born with fight and flight mode. If you take a child, if you hold a child, give your finger to a child, it suddenly holds it very tight. So that is it knows that somebody is there to hold. There's a fight or a flight. That is what the child is. So the main importance of our thing is conscious mind, subconscious mind, and primitive. Our main thing is our subconscious mind is 6,000 times faster than a conscious mind. So today, whatever we feed into a subconscious mind, it works 6,000 times faster and it manifests faster than the conscious mind. So that is where we say whatever the words or the statements or whatever you store in the subconscious mind gets worked in your subconscious mind and it comes up gradually. So this is the basic of a theory of mind which we are going to discuss.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishal, for sharing this basic theory of mind. And rightly said that only 12% of it is conscious mind. So whatever happens in our life consciously is just the 12%. And 88% of it is like hidden part of the iceberg, which actually dictates who we are, what we do, how we perceive, but we don't know about it. And it's right up there inside. I think it's going to be exciting if we ask our very second question, that how does this develop? So the developmental part of this mind is very important, and especially the subconscious mind. And how can we keep that subconscious mind very positive? So as you say that 60,000 times faster, and that is what is going to work on who we are. So let's hear from our expert today, Mr. Vishal, about the development of this hidden self, which is 88% of us, which is the subconscious mind.
Yes, doctor. See, now how that subconscious minds develop. See, basically, as I said, our mind is totally a clean circle, and the child starts absorbing each and every action of the people around him. So, a subconscious mind is basically developed between the age 0 to 12. Whatever we receive on the conscious mind, it slowly filters down into a subconscious mind. But when this filtration is only developed after the age of 8. So from 0 to 8, there is no filtration between the child mind. Whatever the child is receiving is stored in the memory. The traumas, the happiness, the sadness, everything it starts storing inside it. And if you have to see whatever the action we have today, whatever somebody gets angry also, it is something which is stored in the subconscious mind, which suddenly triggers us. So when we are storing each and every messages to the child, we should be very clear that what we are sending the message units to a child. It is absorbing it. It is thinking it. From the 5 senses, it is just going directly. Because a conscious mind has the power of judgment, feel, emotions, and everything. But our subconscious mind does not have anything of this. Whatever is fed is correct to the 100%. So whenever, suppose I'll just give you an example. If a mother tells a child who may be around 6 months old, let's take it, and the mother tells the child, okay, the child is sleeping, and she goes away, and she does not come up 1 hour, 2 hours, she is not coming back. So what happens to that particular child? The child, when opens the eyes, does not find the mother, starts crying in. And then the child, see, mother is not there, because when the child went to sleep, the mother was there. When they opened the eyes, mother was not there. So here what happens? The mother has not informed the child that she is going. Okay, and she is not next to the child. So this child, when he grows up, he will be having an issue of trust with other people. He will not trust anyone easily. See, now we see people who are not trusting. That is the reason the person is not trusting, is only because at the age when she was very 0 to 2, that is where the child mind is developing, the mother was not there, or anybody who had given the trust was not there. So our mind, when starts receiving, is divided into 4 segments. 0 to 2, where the child only relates with the mother, and he loves to see whatever the mother says, he starts absorbing it. From 2 to 8, it sees the neighbors, teachers, relatives, the environment which he is moving in and out. And from 8 to 10, the child goes into the other parents mode. And from 10 to 12, his personality is developed. So entire development comes from 0 to 12. That is where the child entire working takes place. So here what happens is, so now whatever the messages the child is getting, we get 4,000 message units per minute. And this 4,000 message units keep flowing into the child's memory till the age of 8. Whatever he's listening is coming here. So he has a negative association also and a positive association also. So that is the theory of the mind which works on the development of the child. So now when the child is getting all these message units inside his mind, it keeps on storing it. And after 12, the personality when develops, he starts reacting to the situation, acting to the situation, his responses, everything starts. So the main important thing the child is basically his identification, association, and the response. This all is through the mind, which we call it into the theory of mind, is there in the conscious and subconscious mind. So the development takes place. So now when the development is taking place, we need, when the filtration is also developed for the child. Because when something keeps on coming on a regular basis, in and out, you start filtering it. So after 8, the filtration also starts. So whatever we think is stored in the filter mode. While we are absorbing all the things, it gets stored in the filter mode. And after 24 hours, it flows down to the subconscious mind of ours, or we sleep, it flows down. So our main objective is this filter mode should always be clean. If this filter mode is clean, whatever we observe, whatever we see, whatever we do is totally filtered down to a subconscious mind. So that is our development mode of this theory when we call about the mind and its theory.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishal, for sharing with us the significance of early years. As a psychologist, I endorse that how significant it is the early years impact on the child's psyche. And as Mr. Vishal said, that 0 to 12 years are the very, very prominent years when your personality is built, when your intrinsic self is built. I would like to know from you, Mr. Vishal, that what is the role of teachers as well as parents in these early years, and how do they impact our total self?
See, doctor, now the parents plays a very important role, especially mother starts playing a very important role in the child's life, in the development of child action, child responses. It's the mother who plays a major role. After that, the neighbors and everything. I'll just give you an example. It is not anything which the child reacts to or the responses. Suppose if you see, if a child has been given a pen to write, and the child, instead of writing on the book, he starts writing on the wall. And the mother comes or the father comes and gives a pat on him, saying, "What are you doing?" So what is the association? The association becomes the pen is something which I write on the wall, I will be beaten up. Sometimes there are parents who beat the child on the road itself. If they are asking something, they start pasting him on the road itself. So these all little things which we do not think, but these things are affecting child's memory. So these childs, when they grow up, they will be having an introvert sort of a personality. Because when they will feel that they will be having a fear of stage, fear of performances, fear of talking to anybody, only because when they speak, their parents react to it. Likewise, the teacher also play a very major role. Suppose mathematics as a subject. Many children who are afraid of mathematics. It is not the numbers which come and tell you, "Oh, I am so and so," and you get afraid out of it. It is the action of a teacher. Suppose she's asking a table of 2 and the child does not respond it properly. The teachers get angry. So the child says, "If I do this, it is basically I am getting scolded by the teacher." So they start having like mathematics is not a good subject for them. So if a teacher understands the child emotions, the child's action on a very early stage, the child will be developing into a very different person and will start loving each and every subject or each and every authority, each and every way of life of his. His self-esteem will get developed. His belief system will get developed. Suppose like there is a habit of every parent when somebody comes home, a child is learning poems, they will start telling, "Okay, no, go and recite a poem." If I ask any elder person also, go and recite in front of 1,000 people, go and say something, they will also be afraid. So the child also gets afraid initially. What the parent does, they feel offended. Oh, the child is not saying in front of them. So they get angry and they start scolding the child there and there itself. So all these associations keep going into the child's personality slowly and gradually and start developing. And this development basically spoils his self-esteem also. When he's trying to perform, nobody's listening. When he's performing, like everybody's gone home, and when he's not performing, he's getting scolded. And all these small things starts destroying his self-esteem and builds up a belief system that if I do not perform or if I do something wrong, I will be scolded. So these parents play a very typical sort of a role. So parent, instead of getting angry or something on the child, they should normally tell the child, explain the child what is the correct method, what is the incorrect method. When they explain the correct and incorrect method, the child will grow into a very different person in personality. You see, the father comes home, they say, "Oh, father is very tired, don't disturb." Right? So the child gets away from the father. Right? So whatever we feed the child, mother or father or relatives or neighbors, the child starts getting into it. It sinks into that particular thing and it starts reacting on that particular way to everybody. Same goes for the teacher. So teacher and parents even the relatives, the neighbors, the environment where he's being developed and brought up plays a very important role in his personality development. So that is why we say whenever you are scolding a child, also use positive words. You explain the child the solution rather than beating the child. If child has done a mistake, explain him properly. Say this is a mistake. You could have done better. So the child understands that rather than beating a child, scolding a child, and spoiling it totally. So this has to be taken care of for a child very much at any stage. At the early stages, if you do it, and as the child grows up, the child starts building up confidence. Likewise, for a girl, the father plays a very important role. If the father appreciates a girl at the between the age 10 and 12, the girl will come out to be a beautiful personality, full of confidence, and she will be delivering whatever she wants to deliver. Because that is the time the girl looks for a male support, and the male support which she sees from the beginning is the father. And father shapes, tells her anything, it will shape her entire life. And sometimes you feel there are ladies now we have who says, I am feeling unloved, nobody loves me. It is not the feeling of unloved or not getting love. It is basically nobody has appreciated her. And she relates this particular missing love to her father. If you go back, you will find that her father had not appreciated her in that particular time. So that is why she feels unloved by every male member. Even the son does not do anything, she will say, nobody loves me. Husband does something wrong, she will say, husband does not love me. They will be giving their input, but her main thing is the father who had not appreciated her. So that is the void in her life. So that is what we say the parents plays a very important role from 0 to 12 to change the outlook of a child when they grow up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishal, that the role of parents and teachers, yes, is very, very significant. And rightly said that if a parent is shouting, raising voice, condemning the act of the child or putting the child down, crushing the self-esteem, and in turn really thrashing the intrinsic confidence of the child, then the child in the longer run feels really neglected and become attention seeker. Thank you so much for sharing. I do understand, but then I'm sure a lot of viewers of this video must be thinking, probably we've been doing this for years together, but now there is a knowledge and we want to change. So is there any way that it can be re-scripted? And if it can be, how?
See, Doctor, re-scripting can be done of any traumas or any memories, we can re-script. What we do, suppose, let's say a person comes to us and he says that he's having a very low self-esteem. Like many people have anxiety, so low self-esteem or anger. We first write down, like a doctor writes a history of a person. We write down the entire history of a person. We write down what is the issue he's facing. As we say, we believe in our therapeutical world, every thought has a root. Okay, so we normally discuss with them and then we take them theoretically into a place in the therapies to a place where they come to know where the exact problem is. Okay, now how this works is basically, suppose, let's say you are walking with a child in a mall and the child wants certain thing and he sits down on the floor and does not want to move, and you move ahead in life, you move ahead in the mall. Then what you do, you come back, pick up the child, explain him, and then take your child along with you. Like similarly, when a person is moving ahead in the life, and this inner child is having an issue or a void which is there, and this can be re-scripted, we take them in the therapy to their particular inner child management, where they meet the small one. The little Mr. A will meet the elderly Mr. A, and the elder person will give all the resources to the little A internally when we take him to therapy, and they will say, okay, now I can give you whatever you wanted at that particular time. That is where the handshake is made between the elder self and the younger self. And the younger self has to believe and trust. It happens. The younger self have to trust the elder self that he will be able to take care of me. That is when we integrate both the personality of a single person, the younger one and the elder one, and then we rescript and then we take them ahead in life. So the rescription becomes very easy, but the person has to open up to us, and then we can rescript the entire self-esteem, belief system, angers, relationship, everything can be rescripted for any person at any given point of age. There is nothing like we cannot rescript it. We can easily rescript it. And if they are willing to rescript, they do wonders after getting rescripted also. They start achieving their goals, their entire outlook changes, and they start working on a very different platform for their own goal and life. So rescripting can be done on a very easy manner, provided they have to be very open to us, and it can be rescripted.
Wonderful. Mr. Vishal, normally how long does it take to rescript a person?
Dr. C, I'll tell you, on rescripting for us, we normally take them into a session, 3 sessions, like
All right.
45
And it
minutes.
can be done online?
Yes, to now, like I have done it online. Many people have rescripted the belief systems and self-esteem. I have done it on online also. Yes, normally people prefer doing on like one-to-one session sitting in front, but now we have tried many times and we have been successful. Many people we have rescripted, and everybody is happy in their own world, and they're achieving their success, and they're enjoying their life the way they want to be, shaping the life also.
Very, very nice. I remember you having saying this when you're saying that there is an elder Mr. X and then the younger Mr. X, and it reminds me of a transactional analysis. So does it have any roots in TA? Because TA talks about that within each one of us, we have a child, we have a parent, and we have an adult. And that theory very beautifully connects that when two people are arguing and fighting, so probably a child is fighting to the child of the other person, and how can you connect to the adult of the other person and deal it out? So does it have its roots somewhere there, or no, they're totally disconnected?
No, Dr. C, I'll tell you what happens. Suppose the child is there. Like now, suppose I'm an elder person. Okay. As I said, we have identification, association, and a reaction to a situation. When a person is trying to achieve his goal, he will start with the thought process. Till the goal, he has a belief system and an action. And what happens, this identification and association, and when it becomes a response sort of a thing, a person, suppose you say, hey, you are not good for nothing. First time you say identification. And then second time he does a mistake, again you say you are good for nothing. Then third time you say it is good for nothing. And 3 different times. Then whenever he starts working onto it, he'll say, I'm good for nothing. But that is exactly the response. But when we take him to that particular place where it hurt the emotions of that particular child or a person at any age, we go to that particular area and there we rectify the entire person, the entire personality there. So
wonderful.
even
It's
they
very,
will
very
remember
interesting, and I'm sure, sorry.
When we take them to that particular time or the age, they remember the entire what they are wearing, which environment they are sitting, where is the other person sitting, and how it is holding. They keep telling us, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm having. So the elder self gives all the power to the younger self, and then we make them think also. It is not that reaction. We make them think why the parent was telling you on that particular time that particular statements. Now you think over it. Think on the side of the parent also, so that there is no grudges with the parent also. So we see both the side of the child, and then we integrate it, and then we bring it back to the normal current time.
Wonderful. It looks so much of the regression analysis where you regress a person to the early years and then deal with it. Some maybe some form of hypnosis is used, or no?
Yes, it is used.
It is wonderful, amazing. I'm sure it's very, very interesting. And people who are not able to deal with their own selves, and they find that they have some sort of an intrinsic pressures which keep troubling them very often. When they're very, very close to the winning cup, they normally miss it out because of something which is internal. I think it's high time you connect to Mr. Vishal Saxsena and take advantage of this beautiful therapy by which you can actually overcome all the hidden traumas, tragedies, and where which holds you down, which is stopping you from your success. Thank you very much for introducing the science of mind and how does it work and how can one cleanse the subconscious mind and move on, because that determines the major part of self. Thank you so much for your time today, and we enjoyed every bit of this discussion with you. Would you like to give one positive message to all the viewers today?
The positive message which I want to give to all the viewers is believe in yourself. You're like I just told other people other day also. Like we all are having two main qualities in us. One is our own energy and how we spend our energy. If we control these two things, I'm sure everybody will be successful. Everybody will be able to fulfill their dreams and goals. And they are. Everybody is a beautiful soul and they can develop themselves the way they want.
Thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot for your valuable time today for our viewers. And I'm sure that we all have learned so much on this platform. I wish you a lot of luck and a great future. Thank you so much once again for accepting our request to be with us this evening. Thanks a lot, Mr. Vishal.
Thank you, doctor. See you soon. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.